Hello there, brother. Stuart Matola, men's relationship coach here. Hope you're having a kick-ass day. Today in this video, I'm going to ask this question, and it's something I see a lot with married guys who don't really understand all their options to improve their marriage, to change their marriage, to recreate it, to end the current contract, renegotiate a new one, or also, of course, the option of leaving the marriage. And that question is, are you living out a life sentence with her in your marriage? Think about that, a life sentence. I was married for 25 years and there were many days where it felt like a life sentence. You know, you get married, you do that till death do us part thing. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. And up front, if you want more content like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to the lower right if you're watching on YouTube, or please like or follow me on this platform. So let me ask you, do you feel like that some days? Like you're living out a life sentence? Like, you know, there's no way of getting out. And I want to be clear, getting out, when I talk about that, it's not about like getting out of the marriage, just divorce. Because a lot of guys think, well, you know, divorce is my only option. And that's terrifying. I mean, I get it, man. When I thought about divorce, when I was married, it was just like, holy fuck, can I really do this? I'm going to blow up my family. I'm going to betray my wife and my kids, and it's a heavy trip, man. So if you got that going on, I'm going to give you some oxygen here in this video. So take a deep breath if that's where you're at. And there's a lot on the line when you're thinking that way. But the thing is, when we don't put in the work into our marriage, into any personal challenge, we tend to think in polarities. Okay? Polarities, black or white, means I either live out this life sentence with her, or I get out of jail and I'm out of this marriage and I divorce and I blow everything up. Well, there are so many shades of gray. But the thing is, when we're stuck in our reptilian system, which is that place of fight, flight, freeze, we can't see those shades of gray. I'm going to give you a few of those shades of gray in this video. And one in particular is pretty obvious, and working on the relationship. Okay? But working on the relationship in a way where it's not just spinning your wheels and just going through the motions, and you go to the couples therapist, and I don't want to diss all couples therapists. I'm a big fan of RLT therapists, Terry Real's work. I love that they hit it with action-orientedness. They speak hard truth and they take sides, and that's the way I've been trained in that as well. And that's about creating outcomes, okay? Instead of just, you know, you're sitting there, you're both being heard, you feel more connected when you're in the session, and then you leave, and it's like, holy fuck, we can't maintain this. We're back in the same shit trap a week later or 3 days later. I was there, I know, and I've talked to tons of men and women who end up in that same situation. So when I talk about working on your relationship, I'm talking explicitly about working on it in a way in which you're accountable for outcomes. That means you got work to do too, brother. You got to own your projections. You got to own your tricks and you got to own your triggers and hooks. And you're asking for the same of her. And ideally you have a relationship coach, and I do this work as well with couples at times, that will hold you accountable and not be an asshole and not shame anybody, but just look at the places where you slip. Like, oh shit, you blew up at her again, or you didn't speak what you wanted, you played nice guy again in that moment. So a lot of people are dissing couples therapy. And so there's a way to do couples work that, you know, just really hits the ground running and really puts you in an action-oriented, empowered place with your partner. So that's one shade of gray. Another is, you know, and this is scary too, but taking a trial separation. Like, hey, this is not working. I've lost myself in you, sweetie. I've become enmeshed. I want to be clear. I am not leaving the marriage. In fact, I am taking some space precisely in the hopes that we can save our marriage, precisely in the hopes that we can understand what it would be like to actually maybe even date again, to bring some excitement and perspective, and also why I advocate trial separations at times. And again, I'm not going to give you any explicit advice over a video without knowing your personal situation. But I would advocate a trial separation if you're at the point where you feel like the gas tank is empty. You just have nothing to give. Because when you're not committed to try to make it work, if you're just lobbing Hail Marys, without the willingness to really do the work, just like you bust your ass at a job that was really important to you, where your house was on the line, your savings, your retirement account, all your financial assets on the line. That's the kind of effort I'm talking about to bring to your marriage. Now, what I love about the trial separation is it gives you an ability to re-resource and reassess. Am I fully committed on that level? And can I find myself back so that I'm not so enmeshed in my wife? So every time she raises her voice or withdraws or retreats, my nervous system isn't getting totally tweaked. So having that physical space is very powerful and another shade of gray, so that you're not stuck in a place of living in a death sentence with your wife. Third option I want to give you is just a simple initiation of connection. I talk a lot in my videos about, check in, 5 minutes listen, 5 minutes reflection, flip it both sides. I'm not going to go too into detail about that on this video, but it's a simple way of you both being heard, and on the 5 minutes of reflection, you're not arguing, fixing, rescuing. You're just saying, I heard you say A, B, and C. If you want more info on that, I'm going to leave a link below to contact me. And if you want to explore these three options, be in touch and join my men's relationship tools call on Tuesdays. I'm going to leave a link to that below. There's a lot of guys in that group who are precisely exploring these options, so they don't have to feel like they're living out a life sentence in their marriage, because that's no way to fucking live, brother. That is no way to live. That is just pure on out suffering, and you deserve better. Your wife deserves better. Your children deserve better, because if you're not happy and you're dragging your ass in your marriage, your kids are not getting a kick-ass version of you, and you know that, and that just compounds the issue for you. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like or follow me on this platform. If you're watching on YouTube, please click to the lower right to subscribe to my channel. Click that bell to get notifications when I go live on these. Thanks so much for watching, and have a kick-ass day. Bye.